You are dreaming of home. Green fields stretch under a brilliant blue sky. The air tastes of rain and freshly cut grass. You can hear the distant laughter of family. A warm hand rests on your shoulder. It feels perfectly, completely real. Then the warmth begins to fade. A coldness seeps into the dream. The blue sky frosts over with ice. The laughter becomes a brittle echo. The hand on your shoulder is now impossibly heavy. It is made of frozen stone. You wake with a gasp. The air you draw is thin and burns your lungs. Frost coats the inside of your cryopod's canopy, not the clean, manufactured frost of a working system. This is a deep, creeping cold, a cold that feels ancient and wrong. You were supposed to wake to a gentle hum. You were meant to see smiling medical staff. Instead, you are met with absolute silence. A silence so profound, it has weight. It presses in on you from all sides. Your heart hammers against your ribs. It is the only sound in the universe. This is not how you were supposed to wake up. Your fingers are numb. They fumble with the emergency release latch. It resists, sealed shut with a layer of ice. You slam your palm against it, once, twice. The ice cracks with a sharp report. The sound is like a gunshot in the dead quiet. The canopy hisses open. Frigid air floods the pod. It smells of stale circuits and ozone. You pull yourself out, your muscles screaming in protest. Your body feels like a poor imitation of itself. You stand on the grated floor of the cryo bay. It is dark, terribly dark. Emergency lights cast long, distorted shadows. They flicker with a weak, crimson glow. Hundreds of other pods stand in silent rows. They are dark. Their life indicators are blank. You are the only one awake. You might be the only one alive. The ship is not humming. The constant, reassuring thrum of the engines is gone. The gentle whisper of life support is gone. The alarms are silent. That is the most terrifying part. A ship this large should scream as it dies. The wanderer has gone quiet. You stumble toward the corridor. Your bare feet stick to the freezing deck plates. Every step is an agony of cold. You need clothes. You need answers. You find a standard ship uniform in a locker. It feels thin and useless against the bone-deep chill. The hallways are just as dark. They are empty tunnels stretching into nothing. Your footsteps echo unnaturally. This ship was home to 50,000 souls. Now it feels like a tomb for every one of them. You always thought deep space was quiet. You were wrong. This silence is something else entirely. You make your way toward the bridge. It is a long and lonely walk. Each compartment you pass is dead. The mess hall is frozen in time. Trays with synthetic nutrient paste sit on tables. The hydroponics bay is a graveyard of withered plants. They are flash-frozen and black. The bridge doors are sealed. The manual release wheel is stiff. You put your entire weight into it. It groans in protest, a long, mournful sound. The doors part just enough for you to squeeze through. You half expect to find a new disaster inside. You find only more of the same. The bridge is a cathedral of darkness. The vast forward viewport shows a sea of stars. They are cold and unforgiving. They do not care about your ship. They do not care that you are adrift. The command chair sits empty. Every console is black. The great ship wanderer is a ghost. A single light blinks on a forgotten console. It is a small green dot in an ocean of black. You move toward it, drawn by the simple fact of its existence. It is a communications panel, one you barely recognize. It is an old, deep-range listening device, something for emergencies beyond emergencies. You touch the screen. It flickers to life, showing a waveform. It is not random noise. It is not the hiss of the background radiation. It is a structured signal, a clear, repeating pulse, a single beat, a pause, then 2 beats. 1, 1, 2. Your technical knowledge is limited. You are a xenobotanist, not a communications officer. Still, you know this is impossible. The ship's main comms array is dead. No power, no hope. Yet this forgotten little box has caught a whisper from the endless silent void. The signal is faint. It is incredibly distant. But it is steady. It is intentional. It is not human. The signature is all wrong. The frequency is nothing humanity has ever used. You run a diagnostic, the system is barely functioning. It is running on a tiny, independent power cell, a final, dying breath. The signal's point of origin is unclear. The system is too weak for triangulation. It can only give you a direction. A single, unwavering line pointing out into the darkness, out toward a patch of space that looks completely empty. You have a choice. You can stay on this frozen tomb. You can wait for a rescue that will never come. You can watch as the last of the emergency lights flicker and die. Or you can follow the ghost. You can chase the whisper. It is not much of a choice, really. You suppose a strange death is better than a boring one. You need a ship, a much smaller ship. The Wanderer carried 24 shuttlecraft. You find your way to the main shuttle bay. The massive doors are frozen shut. But the emergency access hatch still works. You slip inside. The bay is also on emergency lights. Shuttles sit in their launch cradles like sleeping animals. You need to find one that can still fly. Most are as dead as the mothership. Their power cells are drained. Their systems are cold. But one shuttle, a small, long-range Scout, has its own independent solar capacitor. It was charging when the ship died. It has just enough power. You climb into the cockpit. The seat is cold. The controls are stiff. You run the pre-flight sequence. The checklist is a prayer in the dark. System after system comes back green. A small miracle in a very large catastrophe. You have a destination. Sort of. You input the signal's direction into the nav computer. The shuttle's small engine hums to life. It is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. You fire the release clamps. With a jolt, you are free. You pilot the shuttle out of the dead ship. The Wanderer looks immense and tragic from the outside. A silent, drifting mountain of metal. You turn your small craft toward the signal, toward the empty patch of stars. You are a single spark flying away from a dead fire. The journey is long. Days turn into a week. You survive on emergency rations. You sleep in short, dreamless bursts. The shuttle's tiny cabin is your whole world. Outside, the stars wheel past in silent majesty. The signal remains your only companion. 1, 1, 2. It never wavers. Then you see it. At first, it is just a blot of darkness, a spot where the stars are not. It is a hole in the universe. As you get closer, you realize it is not a hole. It is a thing, a structure of impossible size. It is a sphere of black metal surrounding a star. The star is a brilliant blue giant. The structure is drinking its light. Streams of plasma flow from the star's surface. They are drawn into the sphere along magnetic channels. The sight is both terrifying and beautiful. A monument built on a scale you cannot comprehend. This is the source of the signal. This is the Star Forge. You have no weapons. You have no defenses. Your shuttle is a gnat next to this thing. You could turn back, but the signal changes. It is no longer a simple pulse. It becomes more complex. It is a greeting, an invitation. It is speaking a language of pure mathematics, a language your ship's computer can understand. The message is simple. Approach. Do not be afraid. It is a very polite request. Considering they could erase you without a thought. You decide to be polite back. You ease the shuttle forward. A section of the black sphere irises open. It reveals a docking bay large enough to swallow a fleet. The bay is filled with a soft, white light. The signal guides you in. Your tiny ship lands on a platform that rises to meet you. The landing is smoother than any you have ever experienced. The airlock cycles. Your suit's sensors read the atmosphere. It is breathable, rich in oxygen. You take a steadying breath. This is it. The moment that will define what is left of your life, and maybe what is left of humanity. You open the shuttle door and step out. You are not on a metal deck. You are standing on a surface of pure, solid light. It feels warm and firm under your boots. The air hums with a quiet energy. Before you, shapes are forming. They coalesce from the light of the bay. Tall, elegant figures without faces or limbs. They are beings of pure information, of contained starlight. A voice speaks inside your head. It is not sound. It is pure thought. It is calm and older than mountains. Welcome, Broken One. We are the Elder Ones. We are the architects of this place. We are the masters of this star. Their presence is overwhelming. It is like standing next to a sun. Their minds are vast and complex. You feel your own thoughts being read. Not invasively, just observed. Like a scientist studying a curious microbe. They see your fear. They see your hope. They see your confusion. They show you images inside your mind. The history of their kind. They evolved in the heart of a nebula. They learned to master energy and matter. They saw the chaos of the universe as a flaw, a messy, inefficient system. So they began to correct it, to bring order to the stars. The verdict comes without ceremony. It is delivered with the same calm, passionless tone. Your species has been evaluated. You are a product of chaos. Your biology is fragile. Your emotions are illogical. Your societies are self-destructive. You are an error. The thought is clear and cold. Errors must be corrected. Correction for them means erasure. Not out of malice, not out of hatred, but out of a simple, unbending logic. A gardener prunes a defective branch. You and all of humanity are that branch. You want to argue. You want to scream. You want to tell them about art, about love, about sacrifice. But you know it is useless. These concepts are noise to them. They have no place in their perfect, ordered universe. You are a rounding error they are about to delete. They probably have a special key for it. As they deliver their judgment, you notice something. You look past the beings of light. You look at their world, this vast, perfect machine around a star, and you see the gaps, small pockets of absolute darkness within the light, like dead pixels on a perfect screen. Their perfect world is going dark. The hum of energy is absent in those zones. The light does not touch them. They are patches of silence, of nothing. They are spreading. It is slow, almost imperceptible, but it is happening. Their perfect order is failing. One of the elder ones turns its attention back to you. It seems surprised that you are still existing. The erasure command was supposed to be final, but you are still here. A small, insignificant flaw that refuses to be corrected. This seems to puzzle them. It is the first illogical thing you have seen them encounter. Their perfect logic has a blind spot. They see the silent zones. They have studied them. But their analysis concludes they are statistical anomalies, random pockets of entropy, nothing to be concerned about. Their own perfection prevents them from seeing the truth. They cannot comprehend a flaw in their own design. But you can see it. Your messy, chaotic human mind is built for this. You are a master of finding signals in noise. You see patterns where others see randomness. It is how your ancestors survived. It is how you found your way here. You look at the dark spots, and you see a pattern. It is not random decay. The silent zones are spreading in a rhythm, like a wave, a very slow, cosmic wave of absolute nullity. It pulses, it expands, and then it recedes slightly. It is a heartbeat, a failing heartbeat. Their perfect world is not just failing. It is dying. You have nothing left to lose. They have already sentenced you to death. So you speak, or rather, you think. You project your thoughts toward them. You show them the pattern. You show them the rhythmic pulse of the darkness. You offer them a theory, a ridiculous, unbelievable human theory. You tell them their perfection is the problem. You tell them they are the disease. Their quest for absolute order was a mistake. They have filtered out the very chaos that life needs. The universe is not a clean equation. It is a messy, vibrant, unpredictable song. And they have turned off the music. They react with something you can only describe as intellectual outrage. The thought is sharp, illogical, impossible. Chaos is the flaw. Order is strength. Your theory is an artifact of your own broken nature. But you do not back down. You push the idea harder. You tell them their system has become too pure, too sterile. It has no immunity to the silence, because it has forgotten what noise sounds like. The creeping silence is a vacuum, and it is consuming their perfect silent order. You are a flaw, but you are the kind of flaw that can fight a vacuum. Most of them dismiss you, but one of them hesitates. You can feel its doubt, a tiny seed of illogical fear. This being is older than the others, wiser perhaps. It sees the truth in your frantic thoughts. It sees the dying of its world, and it is desperate. The elder being makes a proposal. One chance. You believe your chaos is the answer. Then prove it. It shows you one of the silent zones, a vast region of their world that has gone completely dark, a place they can no longer enter, a place their logic cannot touch. They will take you to its edge. What you do from there is up to you. You agree, but you tell them you need help. You cannot do this alone. You are a botanist, not an engineer, not a musician. You need your crew. This gives them pause. Your ship's manifest showed over 50,000 life signs, all extinguished. You tell them some pods may be shielded. You have to try. The elder being agrees. It is your gamble, after all. It returns you to your little shuttle. The journey back to the Wanderer is filled with a new kind of dread. Not the dread of being alone, the dread of what you must do. You are no longer just fighting for your life. You are fighting for everyone. You reach the dead bulk of the Wanderer. Your shuttle's scanner probes the cryobays. Most are cold, dead. But in a shielded section deep within the ship, a miracle. 10 pods still have power. Their occupants are alive. You initiate the waking sequence. They wake up confused and scared. You explain everything. The dead ship, the alien signal, the beings of light who want to erase you, and your insane plan to save them by annoying them with noise. To their credit, none of them think you are crazy. Or maybe they think the whole situation is so crazy, your plan fits right in. You have a small, essential team. An engineer named Anya, a musician named Kenji, a pilot and a doctor. Together, you return to the Starforge. The elder, ones are waiting. They guide your small shuttle to the edge of a silent zone. It is a wall of absolute blackness. It does not reflect light. It consumes it. Your ship's sensors go haywire near it. The place feels hungry. The elder ones watch from a safe distance. Their light seems dimmer here, fainter, as if they are afraid. This is where their perfect world ends. This is where your flawed one begins. Kenji has his instrument, a simple acoustic guitar he insisted on bringing. He said if he was going to die, he wanted to die with it. Anya has modified the shuttle's external speakers. She has tied them directly into the ship's power core. She says she can make them very, very loud. She smiles when she says it. You give the order. Anya powers up the speakers. Kenji takes a breath. He begins to play. It is not a complex piece. It is a simple folk song from old Earth, a song about loss and love and coming home. His voice is not perfect. It cracks with emotion. The melody is simple, imperfect, human. The music blasts into the silence. For a moment, nothing happens. The sound just vanishes into the blackness. The elder ones watch, their thoughts a mix of doubt and pity. But then, something stirs, deep inside the silent zone. A single dead machine, a vast, dormant energy regulator, begins to vibrate. It is resonating with the music. The imperfect frequencies are waking something up. The machine's dormant lights flicker. First, a dull red, then a warm amber. The vibration spreads. The dead zone is reacting. It is not fighting the music. It is listening to it. You realize the truth, a truth so simple it is breathtaking. The elder ones were not wrong about chaos. It is messy. It is unpredictable. But they were wrong to see it as a flaw. It is a fundamental force of the universe. It is the texture of reality itself. They built a world of perfect, straight lines. But the universe is made of curves, of jagged edges. They created a silent, sterile chamber. But the universe sings with a constant, beautiful noise. In their quest for perfection, they pruned the very chaos they needed to survive. They made themselves allergic to reality. The single machine is now glowing brightly. It is broadcasting its own energy, an energy that pushes back against the silent void. The blackness is receding, not by much, but it is a start. The music, the flawed, emotional, human music, is medicine. It is the cure for their perfect silence. You turn your thoughts to the elder ones. You do not offer them surrender. You do not beg for your lives. You offer them a new and equal bargain. You have something they need, something they threw away. You have imperfection. You have chaos. You have life. You propose a partnership. Your beautiful, messy humanity for their knowledge and order. You will be their noise. You will be their chaos. You will teach them how to live in the universe again. In exchange, they will teach you how to master the stars. Your life for their life. The elder being considers your offer. The other beings of light are in turmoil. Your proof is undeniable. The music from your tiny ship is pushing back the decay. It is doing what all their logic and power could not. You are a flaw. You are an error. But you are also their only hope. The agreement is made. Your chaos for their order. Humanity is no longer a species to be erased. You are now a vital cosmic force. The great work begins. Your small crew are the first teachers. Kenji plays his music for them. Anya shows them the beauty of imperfect machines. You teach them about dreams. It is not a simple process. The elder ones struggle with these new concepts. Their minds are not built for emotion, but they learn. They begin to create things not for function, but for beauty. They build structures with intentional, wonderful flaws. their world of light begins to fill with color, with texture, with life. And you and your crew begin to change. You learn to perceive the energies they command. You see the universe not just as matter, but as a symphony of vibrations. You are no longer just human. You are becoming something more. The first children of two worlds, the bridge between chaos and order. Your journey is not over. The Wanderer is still a tomb, a monument to a past that almost ended. But it is no longer your home. Your home is now the future. You are no longer the lost pilgrims of Astraeus. You are the new pilgrims of the stars. Your purpose is clear. The universe is vast. And there are other silent places, other worlds that have fallen to the lure of sterile perfection. You and the Elder, ones have a new mission, to bring the music back, to be the beautiful, necessary flaw. Your true journey is just beginning.